So what powers social media?
Is it cat pictures?
Not a bad guess, Rory. It's actually something called social entropy.
Say, what's social entropy?
Entropy is a measure of the degree to which a response differs from established expectations.
Come again, Teach?
It's actually much simpler than it sounds. Here's an example of entropy in action.
Hey Candace, how you doing?
Not too bad.
This might not seem like much, but by looking at this interaction, we can start to understand social entropy.
I asked Candace how she was doing. I chose my words from a finite set, the English language.
When I responded, I chose my words from the same set of options minus the words Jesse already used.
When I asked a question about how Candace was doing, I had expectations about how she would respond, good, bad, etc. Therefore, I generated expectation. When Candace answered the way I anticipated, she mostly fulfilled my expectations.
Because Candace's response differed very little from Jesse's expectation, that created a very low entropy system.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by systems?
A system is just a social entity made out of multiple interacting parts. So, this was a closed system just between you and Jesse. Closed systems are not affected by outside stimuli. Isn't that right?
Okay, so entropy is just like saying if something is predictable or not.
That's a good way to put it, Rory. I think you're starting to get the hang of this. Now, suppose that Jesse and Candace had kept talking. Jesse would have responded to fulfill Candace's expectations and vice versa, back and forth. What do you think would have happened after a while?
They would have run out of responses.
Exactly! Eventually there would be almost no entropy because it would have become very predictable. This is where social media comes in. So here we can see the social system, Facebook. See, Jesse and Candace represent the system of interacting community members within a system.
Funny video.
Like,
I'm back again. So, when you interact with your friends on Facebook, you can reasonably predict how they'll react after a while. You establish a pattern based on previous results, and there's very little entropy. After a while, very little new information can be generated, and you might get bored.
Baby photo.
like,
Baby photo.
like.
Baby photo.
Really? Another one?
Alright, so, as you can see, without uncertainty, systems become monotonous and repetitive. Without entropy, there's no new information, and systems fall apart.
So why doesn't Facebook fall apart?
That's a great question, Candace, and I'll give you the answer. So there's actually two reasons for this. Firstly, Facebook has like 1 billion people, so there's all sorts of people who can add new ideas and add new information to the system. It's hard to predict how everyone will react and how everyone's going to respond. So a large number of users means that even if only a few people contribute content, a steady flow and a steady supply of entropy is ensured. Mattei and Bruno emphasized this in their 2015 analysis of Wikipedia. Secondly, Facebook is an open system.
So it interacts with other systems?
Exactly. Facebook is able to pull information from all over the internet. This means Facebook users always have new ideas, new ways to generate entropy and information, and Facebook is always changing its layout and its design.
Ugh, I hate that. Just when I explained to my grandpa how to like something, they change it up. Now you've explained how we use those stickers to discuss or wow something.
This may seem annoying, but Facebook is finding ways to stay fresh, finding ways to distinguish itself from other sources. So, it's making it to where it has new ways to generate entropy. In simpler terms, Facebook has to change it up and shake things up a bit and keep people not suspecting and not being able to predict outcomes. Because if they could, then we wouldn't be able to have as much entropy and we would find new social media outlets. So, let's see this open system in action.
Work.
Like,
Stats about work.
like,
Now, imagine I'm a news report from the internet.
Donald Trump said what?
wow, that movie trailer is so exciting.
But now, instead of Facebook, let's imagine that this is an audio role-playing game from 1995.
Text-based inventory is so exciting. I'll never get tired of these quests.
It's so exciting not to see anything.
But a few years later,
Wow, I've beaten all these quests so many times. And when are they gonna update the software?
but now I'm a new role-playing game from 1998 with graphics.
Whoa, it's exciting to see new things.
So, Rory, can you tell me why the first online role-playing community failed?
Well, it stopped producing entropy.
Exactly! There weren't enough updates and the possible quest endings were finite. So, there was no way to generate enough uncertainty to create new ideas.
Gee, entropy sure is important for communities.
It sure is. Now, Rory, tell me what you've learned today.
Well, I'll tell you what I've learned.
Tell me what you've learned.
Entropy is just another way of saying uncertainty or measuring surprise. When parts of a system respond to each other, the responses are determined by the condition of the initial stimulus. If you were to ask your friend what their favorite color was, you could probably predict their response, so it would have low entropy. However, if you asked a stranger on the street what the meaning of life was, their answer may surprise you, so there would be high-level entropy interaction.
Very good, Rory. Is there anything else?
There is something else. A system is made up of multiple interacting parts or people. A high entropy system can generate many different outcomes, which means it can generate a lot of information. If a system cannot generate information, then it will fail. So, unpredictability is good for social systems.
Wow, Rory, you sure have learned a lot. Maybe you should be teaching this class.
Ooh, baby, we've tried love's recipe, adding each ingredient tenderly.